Right, afternoon, evening, good morning, whichever time it is that you're listening or watching this. As you can see, empty chair. Martin's sunning himself in Australia, catching lots of fish and enjoying the sunshine from all I can gather. So it's just me and Jim. So I'll get to it. We've got the same sort of stuff as we normally have, the competitions, photo of the month, fish of the month, and the birthday prize draw. So we'll start off with maintenance. So what we've been doing for the last month of March, basically Jim's been out cutting trees, sorting a few swims out, doing various bits and pieces, and I've been sort of planning on our sort of work schedule, if you like, the way we will be spending our summer. And you know, anybody that's been out and about so far, the leaves are on the trees now, blossoms up, you know, it's gearing up. We're starting to see first signs of summer, and most important, the fish are biting. So yeah, maintenance is the thing, the order of the month for March, just making sure that everything's cut and ready for the spring. We haven't started on the rivers yet. Obviously they've closed. We leave the rivers right to the very last minute, because if we cut them too early, then you wouldn't, by the time we sort of get June the 16th here, you wouldn't even realise we've done them. So we leave them right to the end, so that if you're out and about on the rivers, don't panic. We will be getting around to them, but we won't be doing them until the last little bit. One of the other things we've been doing sort of through March, it's dace time in the hatchery. So we went up and got some brood stock end of February, courtesy of Hungerford Town and Manor on the Kennet. They allow us to go up there every year, and we catch the brood stock up at Demford, sorry. And yeah, we got plenty in, successfully stripped and spawned, and we've got a load of babies in the tank. I don't know whether you can see it, but there's a big tank there. We've got a load of babies in there at the moment. They're feeding well, growing on nicely. We'll be taking them out of that tank in the next week and putting them into these circular ones that you see behind us, in preparation really for the main event, which is the chub and the barbel, which we're hoping to be getting sort of towards the end of this month, being April. May go into May, but we shall see. We're reliant on the water temperature of the river really, because we want to leave it to the last possible moment to get them out of the river, because if we get them out too early, it can affect the amount of eggs that we'll get, and if we get them out too late, then we'll miss them spawning. Permit time, April the 1st, permit time, renew your permits. Most people I think have renewed already. We're still getting a steady few coming in. There's a lot of anglers that only fish the rivers, so you know, we won't see them rejoining until probably mid-May, something like that. But all indications is, you know, we're certainly going to have as many members as we had this last year. So all's good. The lakes are fishing really well at the moment, and guys that would ordinarily fish the rivers, you know, have a change of scenery, come up and fish some of the lakes. Wilmots, Brownlee, Cottage Lane's fishing fantastically at the moment. So go up there, get a bend in your rod and try something a little bit different. March saw the Fisheries Forum that we normally have up at Bradfield. I think we might have to look for a different venue, because I was absolutely gobsmacked with the amount of people that we had. I mean, it was probably double what we've had before. It was a really good evening. You know, a lot of Mickey taking, mostly about Jim. But it was a good evening, and there's lots of information, all the work that we do the year prior and what's coming up. And obviously we give out all the prizes and bits and pieces like that. So yeah, there's been a lot going on, and there'll be a lot going on this video next month. There'll be a full list of what's happening. So yeah, we're on now to having a look at some of the photos. that's a proper mixed bag of fish. Like I say, with the closed season of the rivers, a lot of anglers have now moved on to the lake. So we've got sort of tail end of the river season and some cracking barbel, some cracking chub. I mean, particularly from the Thames. The Thames has seemed to have come alive in recent years with the chub, and certainly sort of going forwards, if you want a big chub, the place to go is the Thames, without a doubt. It's quite daunting. A lot of people look at it and think, oh, where the hell am I going to go there? But a little tip from a good friend of mine, stick it in the middle. Look for the channel, stick it in the middle. Don't be afraid to keep casting. Lots of people, they'll chuck it out there and they'll sit there behind a motionless rod for 3-4 hours. Keep casting it out there. Whenever I used to fish years ago, I don't do a lot these days, but whenever I used to fish that sort of stuff, I used to chuck it out there, I'd count to 200, reel it in, put another one back out there, and literally keep that bait going in. And these chub will certainly come along. I mean, the other thing is the barbel. You know, when you tackle for these chub, bear in mind you might hook a barbel, so get some decent kit on. You know, £10 line, absolute minimum, because you get one of those big chub, those big barbel from the Thames, you'll know all about it. I've got to highlight Mick Debman and his grayling. As everyone knows, all the regular viewers will know, I love the grayling. It was a little project of mine probably 10 years ago now, and it's really good to see those grayling in the Kennet. So on to the winner for the photo of the month, and it's our good friend Kevin Hargreaves. I mean, picture of a tench, and most people do a standard sort of picture as, you know, broadside with a fish. Kevin's decided to do something a little bit different, and he sort of like poked his head forward, and it's just a fantastic picture. So well done, Kev. Give us a shout and I'll make sure you've got the prizes from Rod Hutchinson Bait and Tackle and Bait Tech, ground baits and what have you. And of course you'll get another hat, because I think you've done this before. So well done on that. Right now I'm going to do Martin's. Martin normally does the fish of the month, and we've had 3 entries this month. Paul Tolman with a Thames perch, and well, you know, that's a cracking fish. The irony of all of this was that Paul and Martin fished together a lot, and Paul decided he wanted to fish the Thames, but Martin decided he wanted to fish elsewhere. And Paul went down there and had a whacker of a perch that I'm sure Martin would have loved to have seen. So well done, Paul. And Mike Swain, Cottage Lane Carp. As I said earlier, Cottage Lane's fishing its head off at the moment. It's not the prettiest place at the moment. We're still waiting for it to regen from the work we've done there last year. But if you want to get a bend in your rod, that's the place to be going at the moment. And well done, Mike, cracking carp. But the pick of the bunch is John Baker. John Baker, £14 barbel, braced with a £5.14 chub. And if he hadn't have won this, he'd have won the picture of the month, because the picture of the barbel is absolutely fantastic. So well done, John. Get in contact with Martin. Martin will be back in the next few days. Get in contact with Martin, or drop me a message, whichever you like, and we'll make sure your £50 Angling Direct voucher and your trophy will be in the hut awaiting you to pick it up. That's it from me as far as all of that goes, and now we'll go on to Jim and what everyone's going to be catching this month.
Hi everyone, well, it's now the month of April and the sun is shining, the grass is growing and the fish are biting, which is even better. This month there's going to be plenty of fish to go at, obviously apart from the river, but the tench are feeding, the carp are feeding, and also the bream at Cottage Lane as well. So I've seen a lot of guys sort of down at Cottage Lane. It's fishing really well at the moment. It's still a small venue, so look, as much as it's a small venue, you still need to find the fish on there, especially those bream. They're a shoal fish, they are together a lot of the time. If you can show up and have a sort of quick wander around for 5 minutes before you grab your kit out of the car, if you can look for where these fish are bubbling, you can have a really good day. Tench fishing on all the big pits, the tench are definitely starting to wake up. I've heard a lot of carp anglers sort of getting pestered by one, and the odd tench anglers going down and catching a few as well, which is great to see. Give it another short while, I'm sure the weed's going to start to take over and these tench are going to be coming right in the edges. So for the guys that are sort of holding it out and they like to sort of float fish for the tench, give it another short while and them tench will be in the edges, fizzing up, and the sun will be shining, which will be even better. Other than that, the carp are certainly feeding. Many a day I walk around the big pits, I'm seeing wet slings and mats on the floor, so the carp are definitely on the munch. And again, Cottage Lane, the carp are feeding really well in there. It's great to see some of the kids down there having a good day and lots of personal bests. So certainly plenty to go out this month of April, and not long until the river's open. We will be getting out in the next short while to do cuts. So, and if we haven't done your favourite swim on the river, we will get there at some point. Best of luck, everyone.
Right, time for the free birthday prize draw. So anybody that's had a birthday in the month of March will do a draw. Fortis sunglasses, and these are really good, to be fair. Cracking set of sunglasses. Obviously fish spotting sunglasses. Not that you'll need them on Reading and District waters because the fish climb up the banks, but a good pair of glasses there. There's only been, would you believe, 102 birthdays from our membership in March. So parents out there, July is a barren month by the looks of things. So anyway, right, so we got 102 on the random generator. So press the button. Number 43. Who is number 43? 43. Right, Zach Elsie. Zach, you've won yourself a pair of polarised glasses from Fortis. Get in contact with us via Messenger or whatever, and we'll make sure they're in the hut. And happy birthday, Zach. Right, so that's a wrap for March's video. I've just got a few sort of mentions and thanks really. Thank you to everyone that's donated for this place. I was reliably informed earlier on today that our donations have gone through the roof in the last week or 10 days. Really good, thank you very much. This place costs quite a bit of money to keep running, and I think that everyone appreciates that it's going to be a worthwhile project, and we spend the money wisely. Like I say, this doesn't cost a huge amount of money, but it does cost money. So thank you very much for all your donations, and anyone thinking about doing a donation, please do. You can do it via our website. There's a link there. If you have a look through the Hatchery stuff, there's a link at the bottom. You can go direct into the bank account and send us some money, or when you're buying your permit, there is a little tick box. I think it's a tenner, 20 quid, 25 quid, something like that. Tick one of those, round your permit up. So thank you very much anyway. The other thank you is to Steve Reed and the Better Fishing Academy guys. They were out on Saturday, done a fantastic job. I think there was 10, 11 people turned up, and it was all about, you know, fishing Wilmots and how to get the best out of different various ways of fishing it, and by the guys that catch plenty in there. There's plenty of these coming up. We do one on river fishing, the lure fishing one's the next one. So we do river fishing, stick float fishing, river fishing, waggler fishing, feeder fishing. There's one on carp, there's one on pike later on in the year. So there's plenty there. Have a look on the website, get yourself booked in. They're well worth coming along to. So get yourself onto one of those. And just finally, a note for your diary, 4th of July, our open day down at Flint. It's always a cracking day. We've got Martin Bowler this year, who's going to be our special guest. He'll do a little presentation. sign some autographs for you if you really want to, but you can talk about all his adventures. You know, he goes all around Europe, if not the world, fishing. I don't think there's a more all-round angler in the public eye today than Martin Bowler, so that'll be a really good one. And of course, the boot sale. The boot sale is always popular. If you want to put a stall on, then get in contact with Martin directly, messenger on Facebook, something like that, or even just, you know, leave us a message on the phone line, something like that, drop us an email, whatever. It's only a small charge, I think it's a £5, something like that for a stall. And this year, all the proceeds that we make on the day will be going to this place and the kids. So get yourself along to there, make a note. 4th of July, Independence Day, you can't forget it. That's me done for this month. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you tune in next month, because next month there's going to be some cracking pictures for next month, because spring's in the air. Thank you very much.